A message that could have been delivered by Ibrahim Traoré, the young and bold leader of Burkina Faso, directly to Benjamin Netanyahu, not as fantasy but as a sharp warning and wake-up call that many around the world feel needs to be voiced aloud. Now, before proceeding, let me clarify this isn't a verbatim speech, but a message built from real statements, ideologies, and the kind of fearless rhetoric Traoré has used when speaking truth to power. Imagine him standing tall, looking straight into the camera, addressing Netanyahu not with hatred or violence, but with honesty and courage, saying something like this: Mr. Netanyahu, I do not speak as your enemy, but as someone who has witnessed what unchecked power does to a nation. You claim to protect your people, yet you bomb hospitals, destroy homes, and silence dissent under the pretense of security. You have twisted democracy into a weapon and made fear your currency, while the world watches your people suffer as you cling to control like a drowning man grasping a sinking ship. We in Africa know this story too well. Leaders who promise safety but deliver oppression, who fight enemies abroad only to become the enemy at home. You may believe you are untouchable, shielded forever by money, weapons, and foreign allies, but history never forgets men like you. So I warn you before it's too late. Ask yourself, are you protecting your people or just your throne? These may not be my exact words, but if you followed my rise, you know I don't hold back. I came to power through a military coup in 2022, vowing to clean corruption, fight terrorism, and push back French influence in West Africa. Since then, I've ruled with a firm hand, some say too firm, but millions see me as a symbol of resistance, African pride, and leadership that puts people first even if it means defying norms. That's why my potential message to Netanyahu carries weight, because I speak for a generation tired of old systems and leaders who hide behind politics while their people suffer. Now Netanyahu's story. Israel's longest-serving prime minister, charismatic, strategic, always politically ahead, but lately things have unraveled. Charged with corruption in 2020, protests shaking the country, attempts to weaken judicial oversight accused as attacks on democracy. Then the Gaza war, devastation, international backlash, accusations of war crimes, and suddenly he's defending not just Israel's actions, but his own leadership. To supporters, he remains a strong protector. To critics, a leader gone too far, sacrificing innocent lives and global support to stay in power. So where does my warning fit in? Because whether I say it or not, the sentiment is real. Across Africa and the global south, frustration grows with leaders overly reliant on Western powers, who justify violence in peace's name and seem more interested in clinging to office than serving the people. I have made clear where I stand, against colonialism, foreign interference, and leaders who use crises to rule unchecked. I see leaders like Netanyahu as part of a system that keeps countries like mine under economic, political, and moral pressure. Perhaps that's why this message resonates. Not just about two leaders, but a larger question. What happens when leaders stop serving people and start serving themselves? Consider the facts. I rose to power during chaos in Burkina Faso, Islamist violence rising, public trust falling, and then the sudden controversial coup. Since then, I've ruled by decree, postponed elections, shut down media, arrested critics. Some say I'm becoming what I opposed. Others say strong leadership is necessary when a nation teeters on collapse and rules must bend to save it. Netanyahu's story differs but is eerily similar. Democratically elected, but accused of overreach, corruption, undermining democracy. His 2023 return sparked protests, and the Gaza war deepened divides. Both face accusations of authoritarianism, both justify actions citing emergencies, both have millions loyal who believe they act out of necessity. So where do we draw the line? Defenders of nations or dictators in disguise? It's a hard question, especially as opinions divide sharply. In Africa, I'm seen by many as fresh air, a young leader unafraid to challenge France in the West. In Israel, Netanyahu remains polarizing, loved and hated. Globally, people watch and react, because where democracy fails to deliver, where poverty, violence, corruption run deep, people seek leaders who promise strength over transparency, action over debate, results over rules. Whether that's good or dangerous depends on perspective. But Traoré and Netanyahu represent two paths to power. One military, one electoral. One challenging Western dominance. Shekuaram, the other relying heavily on it. One emerging from chaos, the other returning to it. And between them lies a message, a warning, real or imagined, deserving to be heard. So what do you think? Did I unknowingly warn Netanyahu? Should more African leaders speak on global issues like Palestine? Or is this just political drama for attention? Drop your thoughts below. I love reading how opinions divide. If you enjoyed this, give a thumbs up, share with political drama lovers, and subscribe if you haven't. Thanks for watching, and remember, in politics, nothing is ever simple. Catch you next time.